When it comes to traveling, right? A lot of us really, really, really want to make sure that we can have fun this summer. And I love it. And here's the number one thing that I think that we all really need to work on is the flights and transportations. This is usually the most expensive part of the trip, but you can save money if you apply some of these tips. I really want you to write some of these tips down. I have several here, so I'm not going to say number one, number two, because this is the first part. Number one is your flights and transportation. Let's just say point number A, up beneath flights and transportation. Be flexible with the dates. A few days can make a big difference in the price. I would really avoid weekends, right? Because weekend flights, that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, those are some of the most expensive flights you can get. What I tend to do is go on Google Flights, right? I'll go on google.com and I will go on ahead and I will see what dates are available. And what I love about google.com // flights is that when you type in your date, or if you type in where you want to go, say, for example, you want to go from, I'm in DMV. So if I want to go from DC to California, I can type that in. And what it would do is it will show me 2 months. It will show me this month and next month. And it will show me prices that are available. Normally, you'll see the prices are cheaper Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays, because most likely flights are expensive on Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, and Mondays. People fly out on Fridays, fly out on Saturdays, and return home on Sunday and Mondays. And so I will see, okay, what's the best day? And so you'll see like Thursday's $100 cheaper, or Saturday's $200 cheaper. Or if you wait 2 weeks on a Thursday, you can get it for this price. So I would recommend going to google.com /flights and just typing in, if you are flexible. That is a great way. Another website that I personally use is Scott's. What is that? I need to look it up. I forgot the name of it because I know it's Scott's. Scott's Cheap Flights. Go to Scott's Cheap Flights. And what I'll do is throughout the year, I will mark, hey, you know what? I want to go to California. I want to go to Las Vegas. I want to go to Hawaii. I want to go to Greece. I want to go to these places. And they will send me, hey, there's a huge special that's going on right now to go to Maldives. I'm going to Maldives and to Dubai for my birthday, right? I'm taking a whole month of July off, still giving you some good content though. But I'm going there, and I found these flights through Scott's Cheap Flights and google.com flights. So I would encourage you to watch prices for at least 2 weeks to look for the lowest price. 2 weeks to look for the lowest price. Now, here is a huge tip, and I got the best resource to do it. I want you to use this app called Aura, because Aura is going to make sure that they cannot track you. Okay. Aura is 100% free for 14 days. And what I love about Aura is they're going to give you a VPN. They're going to give you some identity theft protection. And also they're going to, make sure that you're covered in credit monitoring. Now, here's why I say you need this for when it comes to traveling. Try it out. Watch. Did you know that websites? So if you go to google.com flights, track your what do you call that? IPN, CJ? Not IPN. Your IP address. I'm saying VPN, IP. They track your IP address. Let's say you type on today, I want to go to Hawaii, and they give you a price for $500. And then you come back tomorrow, or you come back 3 days later. They track that IP and they say, you know what? Anthony is really interested in Hawaii. We can actually go up on the prices. We can go up from $500 to $500 and maybe $45. And did you know that site makes the difference? Like, they get that difference from the airlines because they sold that flight at that price, or they sold that hotel or that transportation situation at that price. A VPN wipes your history. It makes your IP address private and brand new. Now, you can use an incognito window, but sometimes those windows don't work all the time. The best way to protect yourself on the internet, period, and to make sure you're not being tracked, and to make sure that you get the best prices, because I suggest watching these prices for at least 2 weeks. So if you know you're going somewhere in July, you know you're going somewhere in August, now is the right time to start watching it. But before you go on that site, go to aura.com/Anthony. Aura.com/Anthony. I'll drop the information in today's show notes. Sign up. You get 14 days for free. I'm telling you right now, try it, because the VPN process protects you online, and you need that because when you go and you travel out of the country or anywhere, you want to make sure that you're not being tracked. But the sweet thing is, you may, as you're watching it over 2 weeks, the prices may go down and you'll get that price because they're not tracking your IP address. So this is very, very important. But also a little side plug. Why I really love Aura is not only because Aura gives you the VPN, but if you're going to be traveling, if you're going to be out of the country and you're going to be using your debit card and you're going to be using your credit card, if you have a credit card, that's a conversation for another day. But if you're going to be using your information, your driver's license, you want to have a company that is protecting you. You want to make sure that you have a company that is watching over you as you're traveling. Because if you swipe that debit card in Hawaii, if you swipe that debit card in London, there are criminals out there that are scanning, that are finding your information, and then they start taking your information and start spending money on your cards, finding your social security information, finding out all your information, and then stealing your identity. And Aura is going to protect that. They're going to notify you ASAP. I remember I just recently purchased a car, and while I was at the car dealership, they did have to pull my credit report because I had to verify my identity. They did not. I didn't finance nothing, okay? But they did have to verify my identity, and they couldn't do it because I have it blocked through Aura. And Aura texted me and said, hey, this particular dealership is looking to pull your credit. Do you want us to unlock it? I said, absolutely. I'm talking about he hit enter, boom. They came to me. I get a text message, not even 5 minutes later, and I was able to unlock it. And then 5 minutes later, they were able to pull it to verify my identity. So go check out Aura because it will protect you with saving money, and it will also just protect you as you're traveling. Because even if you're traveling inside the States, do you know how many people you're giving your debit card or your credit card to? And I want to make sure that you are secured and safe during these times. Please believe me, it is free. Then after that, it's like $9-10. Come on, you guys. Protect yourself, protect your family. Go to aura.com/Anthony ONeal. The key thing when it comes to transportation, right, and really traveling is you want to book at least 30 to 60 days out, okay? At least 2 months out. And international flights, you want to get the lowest price. I'm going to be honest with you. You want to get those at least 60 to 90 days out. You want to use, here are the top websites that I use. Google Flights is number one. Sky Scanner, okay? Sky Scanner, SKYSCANNER, and Expedia to search for flights. They often have some amazing deals with airlines to sell tickets at a absolute low price. What I really love about, like I told you, Google Flights is you can see if you are flexible with your dates. Should you wait 2 weeks? Should you go on this particular weekend? Should you go through this particular time? You can see it because they'll give you 60 days. And on each day, they'll give you the price of what it is ranging. And I love that when you click on that price, it'll black out everything else, and then you'll be able to see what other prices you should do. You select for your return flight. So again, top websites that I suggest: Google Flights, Sky Scanner, Expedia to search for your flights. All right. And then I'm going to be honest with you all. When I travel, I don't really use I don't really rent vehicles. And here's why: because I honestly love actually exploring the city. So I'll use the train, like when I go to Europe, I just use the train. I love viewing things that are going around. When I was in Chicago, man, listen, I remember one time I honestly rented a bike. It was actually fun. And you can use the subway in Chicago. You can use the bike in Chicago. You can even use the bike in Amsterdam. Like there's so many different things you can do. And what it does is, if you're on a vacation, it allows you to actually enjoy and view the actual city. And then let's just say you do have to go somewhere long and you don't want to take a subway, or the subway doesn't go there. And you definitely don't want to ride a bike, especially in Chicago, because, it might be cold. Use Uber, use Lyft. Now, let's be honest, Uber and Lyft prices are really, their ranges are going up and down. Some of my team was in town, and they told me, man, we looked up a Uber price and it was like $70, right? And then he said, man, about 20 minutes later, it went down from 70 to about 40. Check this out. That person had Aura on his phone. And the reason why it went down is because that person wasn't being tracked. That individual wasn't being tracked. But someone else who didn't have Aura, their price was like $85 to get from the airport to my studio, and the prices stayed the same. But the person closed out the app, went back 10 minutes later, opened it back up, and it was like $40, $50 to get from the airport to here. So again, Aura.com, their VPN services is amazing. But what I'm saying is use Uber, use Lyft, share a car using carpool to save money. You can honestly, if you got 5 of you, and let's say it is expensive, let's say it is, for you all, and the price is, let's say $80. That's $20 per person. That's better than renting a car right now at $200 a day. It's much better. And so think about that. If you have to rent a car, I would suggest rent a car using Turo.com. Because the companies out there, the very expensive companies, rental car companies, man, their prices are going up because some of them had to sell their vehicles. So because they had to sell their vehicles during COVID time, and because of the low amount of cars available that are being made, they can't really buy a lot of cars. So the cars that they do have, they actually went up on price to start breaking even. But Turo.com are people like you and I who are just sitting at home. We work from home, so we know Monday through Thursday we're not going anywhere. And so or we're in school and we don't have to put our cars out there on the road. We can honestly work from home, we go to school from home, or we can just walk to school or walk to work. And so you can actually find some pretty good deals on Turo.com. I was on there earlier while I was typing up the notes for this, and I found cars in LA, Teslas, BMWs, Honda Accords, vans, as low as $49 a day up until about $100 a day. Like I found a Tesla that was $99 a day, and it was a Tesla van, not van, SUV. And for a Tesla SUV, that's actually a real good price. And so I would suggest going on Turo.com, and if you don't want a luxury car, man, you can get something as cheap as $39, $49 a day, and unlimited miles, as long as you stay within that particular state. You guys, you could have a great trip. But the key thing here is you got to do your research. While you're doing your research, use a VPN service like aura.com/Anthony ONeal to help protect your IP from being tracked so you can get the best deal, and then look up all of your flights on Google Flights, Skyscanner, Expedia. There's another one out there, Hotwire. We're going to talk about that in a little bit for like hotels. But just do the research. Scott's Cheap Flights. Do the research at least 2 weeks out before you purchase the flight. And if you're flying internally, let's say, because some of us may be trying to go somewhere next month, so we don't have 2 months, right? You need to get a VPN so you can get the best deal now. As you're doing the research. But let's say if you're trying to buy it to go somewhere, maybe for Halloween, or maybe for Thanksgiving, or maybe for a fall graduation, or maybe for Christmas this year, now is the time to start looking, and then make sure that you buy those flights as early as possible, at least 2 to 3 months out, depending on if it's local in the US or national.